You got the grade, you got the acceptance letter. You got the internship, and you felt absolutely nothing. Not relief, not joy, not even an exhale, just a quiet, hollow kind of nothing. And then the next thought arrived almost immediately. Okay, what's next? Like the win never even happened. You watched your roommate scream when she got into her program. You watched your friend post his SAT score with actual tears in his eyes. And you sat there thinking, what is wrong with me? This is about students who cannot celebrate themselves. And it's more common than anyone admits out loud. Every achievement was immediately converted into currency. You got an A, great, now maintain it. You made the honor roll, good, don't slip. You got into a good college, okay, but is it good enough? Nobody ever said, stop. Nobody ever said, look at what you just did. Take a second, feel this. You were raised inside a machine that processed your wins the moment they arrived and spat out a new target before the last one even settled. Your parents meant well. Your teachers meant well. But the message underneath all of it was the same. You're only as good as what you produce next. So you learned to keep moving because stopping felt dangerous. Because if you stopped and actually looked at yourself, what if what you saw wasn't enough? So your brain built a defense. It stopped registering wins as wins. It started treating every achievement as simply the new baseline. Getting a 3.7 doesn't feel like success. It feels like now you have to protect it. Getting into a good school doesn't feel like a rival. It feels like the starting line of a harder race. Your nervous system stopped producing the reward signal because it learned that rewards don't mean rest. They mean more pressure. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation on overdrive. But in your life, it just feels like being numb to your own story. You don't believe you've actually earned it. There's a voice that shows up the moment something good happens, and it speaks before the joy can. It says, you got lucky. It says, the curve helped you. It says, wait until they find out you don't actually know what you're doing. This is the version that sits in your chest at 2 in the morning after a win and makes the win feel like evidence of a lie you're living. You got the internship, but you're convinced they'll figure out in week 1 that you're not as capable as your resume suggested. You passed the exam, but you're already worried it was a fluke. You can't celebrate because in your mind you haven't actually proven anything yet. The proof is always one more achievement away. The third thing is about who taught you that celebrating yourself was unsafe because someone did. Maybe you learned it early that being too proud made adults uncomfortable. Maybe you got called arrogant once for being happy about something you did. Maybe in your friend group growing up, the kids who celebrated themselves got cut down. So you learned to shrink the moment before anyone else could shrink it for you. You learned to preemptively minimize, to say things like, it wasn't that hard, or the whole class did well, or I got lucky with the topics. Not because you believe those things, but because making yourself smaller before anyone else does it first is a kind of armor. And armor that old is hard to take off even when you're safe. You are building a life of achievements that you cannot feel. You are working toward a future you will not be able to enjoy when you arrive. Every milestone becomes invisible the moment you reach it, and you move on already exhausted, already reaching for the next thing, never once stopping to say, I did this. I actually did this. That is not ambition. That is survival mode wearing ambition's clothes. Learning to receive your own wins is a skill. It is not arrogance. It is not laziness. It is not softness. It is one of the hardest things a high-achieving student can do. You don't have to announce it to anyone. You don't have to post it. You don't have to perform it. You just have to let it land for 1 full minute. Let the thing you worked for actually reach you. You earned this. Whatever this is for you right now. You earned it, and you are allowed to know that.